How's everybody doing today? Today is July the something. I have no idea. Today is July the 23rd. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon. It's raining out finally. Kind of muggy. I got my fan shut off, but it's not bad. But anyway, today's video is finally going to be the startup of the parts box build 576 Frankenstein, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be the saw right here. This one right here. So we'll just do a little overview. I know it's been quite a while. 6 weeks is what I waited on the chain brake, not the chain brake, the chain catch components, the little cup washer, and the E-clip that holds the clutch drum on. 6 weeks from Husqvarna. So the shipping issues are not just, ordering stuff from China and waiting for months for it to get here. Shipping has affected everybody. When it takes 6 weeks to get an OEM part, something's going on there. But anyway, started off, bought this saw. I'd have to go back and look. I think I mentioned it in one of the other videos. I've had this saw probably a couple years now. Purchased it from eBay, like $50 as a parts saw when I had the 576 auto-tune saw that I was rebuilding. Wound up not needing but just a couple pieces from this saw to finish the other saw. So I got to looking at this and I thought this was a pretty decent candidate to do a rebuild. So we tore it apart on video. I wound up having the big end rod bearing was bad. That's why it was being sold as a parts saw. So I kind of stashed it under the bench, and one day I just decided I'd go ahead and put it back together. So that gets us to the premise of this build. Parts box. I took parts from a couple different saws to assemble this one. The cases and the tank handle and the top cover and the flag and the muffler, as well as the chain or the clutch cover, are all original to the 576 non-auto-tuned saw that you see setting here. The carburetor was original to this saw. The cylinder is original to this saw. The pull start cover is original to this saw, as well as the pull start pulley. I had to put a new spring, rewind spring in it. Also put a new pull cord on it and a new handle on it. The fuel and gas caps, or fuel and oil cap, are original to the saw. Put new gaskets or O-rings on them. The AV mounts were still decent, so I reused them. Inside of this engine is a crankshaft and rod OE from a 575. On the mag side, I had to use an SKF 6202 bearing, and it has a Farmer Tech mag side crank seal in it. On the PTO side, I used the Proprietary Husqvarna bearing seal combo because that's the only thing you can buy for this particular series of saws. Residing inside of the OE 576 cylinder is a aftermarket Hutzel, or Farmer Tech, however you want to say it, 575 piston and rings. This is also built with no stuffer cups. I left the stuffer cups out of it. It's got the OE decomp valve. It's got a Hutzel throttle cable. It's also got a Hutzel air cleaner because it is non-auto tune. Chain brake does work. There's the air cleaner. It does have a OE Zama carb kit in it, and I believe this was the, if I remember, it was the EL50. I'm not going to tell you. EL51, I believe is what it was, but don't quote me on that. It does have the 576 OE Flywheel and the 576 OE Blue Limited Coil. What you see on here on the spark plug wire, it was starting to get a little cracked, so instead of installing a new wire in there like I should have, I just took some 3M number 69 electrical tape and wrapped it. This tape actually guards against arcing, and it's also somewhat heat limited or heat resistant. As you know, it's got the Husqvarna 24-inch 3/8 pitch 058 gauge professional series or pro series bar and chain. It's got a brand new chain catch. All the components for the chain catch are brand new. I did put new labels on the clutch and also over on the pull start side. It does have a new OE intake boot and a new OE spiral fuel line and grommet that goes into the tank. A new OE grommet for the vent, or no, excuse me, not a grommet, and it's not even OE. A new Farmertech vent hose. The clutch drum and the clutch bearing are Farmertech 372 with a 576 clutch, because the 576 clutches has the bigger center bore. I think it's like a 15 millimeter, where the 372s are a 14 millimeter. I did do the muffler mod right here. Just a piece of 3/4 inch copper tubing. Cut a hole, welded it in. Kind of have it. This is the exit path. Kind of shooting down toward the chain out in front. The case gasket was a Farmertech 575 case gasket that had to be modified a little bit. It is a no base gasket build, using 1184 to seal up the base. With the 575 piston and the no base gasket build, and me getting in there with some sandpaper on top of an old piston and cleaning up the squish band, I believe this saw wound up somewhere, again it's on video and I can't remember, but I believe it wound up somewhere around 27 thousandths on the squish, which I'm more than good with, because this is going to be a work saw. It's basically ready to start now. It's fully assembled, and it's also got Farmertech fuel filter in it. So we're going to put this cover back on here. We're going to see if this thing will even run, because to be honest with you, I have no idea if it'll even run or not without the crank stuffers in it. If it does run, I have no idea how to run without crank stuffers. Everything's still dry. So we're going to put some gas and some oil in it, and hopefully it doesn't run everywhere. I think I pretty much covered everything with this. Pretty much a straightforward build. I did do some mild port work. I opened up the transfer ports, or no, not in this one. Not in the case. I opened up the transfer ports a little bit in the cylinder and got in there and kind of smoothed and opened up the exhaust just a little bit to gasket match it, to try to get a little bit of the flow and the heat out of it. But like I said again, this is going to be a work saw. This isn't no speed saw. Just about full there. Like I said, hopefully stuff doesn't leak everywhere. Get a little bit of oil here in the oil tank. It's almost full. So I guess the big test here, one, I don't see nothing leaking on the bench when it's laying up on its side, so that means it's sealed around them grommets where it goes into the tank. Had to put a new fuel vent or tank vent in it also. I broke the original, so I had to get a OE tank vent put in it. Still dry. Okay, I'm going to reset this camera, so I'll shut you off for just a second. We'll go over here and do a first start on it. Be right back. Okay, here we go. Husqvarna 576 non-auto tune. Parts box build, Frankenstein build, whatever you want to call it. Let's see what she'll do. Decomp is in. There's a pop. 4 light poles, 2 heavy poles, and it popped. Can't get on the screw to get it adjusted. It's just a straight blade and all the vibration I can't get on it. Trying to open the low up a little bit. Heck, I might not even be in the right area. Okay, we'll come around here. Let's take the top off and see where we're at. Started rather easy. That surprised the crap out of me. Okay, I was probably trying to go in on the high side the way this is angled. I hate these little things. So I'm going to open the low up a half a turn, and while I'm here, I'm going to give the high a quarter turn. Okay, switch you back around here. Put it up on high idle, chain brake set. This is just a restart here. Adjust this later. Just needs to be fine-tuned a little bit. I think it's going to be a good runner. Acts like it's got plenty of power. Let's just do a quick restart here. Okay guys, there she is. Husqvarna 576 non-auto tune. Parts box build. In all of her glory. She runs, and remember this is built without crank stuffers, and it has a 575 piston in it. So you can swap some parts from the 575 series over to the 576s. You just got to kind of be careful what you do. The cases on the 575s have a different transfer setup than the 576s. With some substantial grinding you could probably make them work. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, we're not going to do a first cut today. We'll do that in a later video. So until that time, thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Catch you in the next video.